This episode of the Nerd Cave podcast is brought to you by Audible.com. Get a free audiobook download and 30-day free trial at audibletrial.com/nerdcave. Over 180,000 titles to choose from for your iPhone, Android, Kindle, or MP3 player. What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Nerd Cave podcast. I'm one of your hosts, Derek Diamond, joined along with, as always,
Robbie Rawls.
It felt kind of weird saying that. It's been a while.
It has been a while, Derek. I'm glad you're back for this week. Zach's in, I think he said Dayton, Ohio,
Something like that
with indoor percussion. So Derek's been able to brush off the old microphone and bring it back out. So
I feel like I had to dust this off for like any podcasting stuff. I feel like I haven't done any of it in the last couple of weeks.
yeah.
How things been going? We haven't really talked in a while.
I know. Things have been going good. New job. Things are just...
Congratulations on that, by the way.
Appreciate it. Things are going, actually really good. My car is about to get out of the shop finally, so I'll be able to have my wheels back, which will be, very much appreciated. So, things can't get much better right now.
Good. Yeah, things have been really busy for me. We're 2 homestands into the Wahoo season. They're off to their best start in history. I think they're 13-3.
Yeah, they have a great record, and your homeboy
Malley.
I was about to say, I knew
Tyler Malley
pitched a perfect game the other night, which was pretty impressive. First one in minor league history since 1970?
In the Southern League, it hasn't happened since 1970. So it's been a while. It sucks that it didn't happen in Pensacola. It was in Mobile, but of course it would happen at the place where there are no real cameras. Like the only footage is from a cell phone.
Yeah.
But it's been really cool to see. The 2 of those 3 losses were at the beginning of the season. Like they won opening day and then lost games 2 and 3, and I'm like, I don't know if this team's any good, but then they've just been on a tear.
They have been
since then. So, yeah, it's been fun to watch.
And I've been very thankful every time in Pensacola when they score 5 or more runs, because then I get 50% off of Papa John's Pizza. So keep it up, Blue Wahoos. You're doing a good job.
And that's happened almost every day the last couple of days. So yeah. Other than that, if my voice sounds a little scratchy, I apologize. I've been actually sick since Tuesday.
That's rough.
Yeah, which I guess you could call it the con crud, which is a segue for something that I've been waiting a week to talk about. I was nice on my show.
Get ready,
talking
guys.
about it. So I went to Star Wars Celebration last weekend. I was fortunate enough to get a media pass, which was very, very surprising.
And you should be ecstatic.
Yeah, I got the email saying, you've been approved for a media pass, and I'm like, oh my God, I'm getting, a free pass and getting to do, media to a Star Wars con.
Yeah.
I'm like, why wouldn't you be excited about that?
Exactly.
So, we get there, we leave. The con was Thursday through Sunday. We leave Wednesday morning, get to Orlando around Wednesday afternoon, just kind of hang out for a bit. Then we get to the convention center because we're going to camp out to get into the 40th anniversary panel. So we get there and we park in the back lot, which I did that by design so it wouldn't be like as packed whenever we left, the next day or whenever that may be. Mm-hmm. So we walk in, we see the giant LED sign that says Star Wars Celebration. I'm like, okay, this is about to get real. So we go up this escalator and walk down a couple of hallways, and I'm like, there's no real signage that tells you where you need to go. So we ask, the first security person does not know where we need to go, which was not a good sign, which was actually a sign for how really the whole weekend went. So we found our way to the giant room or whatever. We camp out, and then they shut the doors at midnight. And I don't know who had the idea to bring in a DJ at 1 a.m. to get the crowd pumped up. And the DJ's like, everybody who's in here, you're going to get into the panel tomorrow. You guys should be really excited. I'm excited for you. We're all going crazy. We're like, yeah, we're going to get to watch the 40th anniversary panel in person. So DJ plays for like an hour or so, not very long. They open the doors again at 5 for people who didn't camp out, because you can still try to get in line, even though you're probably not going to get in, but you can still try. This group of people somehow makes it to the front of the line, and nothing is done about it. And because of that, we missed out on the 40th anniversary panel.
Yeah, when you sent that text, I put my phone down and I was like, "What the heck?" Because this is where was this at?
This was in Orlando at the Orange County Convention Center. Now, a lot of people think Disney did this event. They did not.
No, they didn't.
No. And I'm not just saying that, for me missing out. There were kids who were in line behind us who camped out.
Yeah.
There were 2 people who flew from France, had never been to America before. They got there that day and were leaving Sunday, and they missed out on it.
And see,
because people like to think that they're the exception to the rule.
This is why every other country hates America.
pretty much. So anyway, we have to watch the stream. They take us to a small theater where we can watch like a live stream. It was different than what they showed online. It was more like a simulcast of what was actually going on in the room. So from there, that was about the only time that we did not wait in a line on Thursday. So if you think about it, from midnight to about 10 a.m., we're in a line. When we leave the panel, we go into the floor room where they have like all the vendors and everything. We get in line to go in the official Celebration store. We were in line. Guess how long we were in line?
5 hours.
You're not too far off.
Oh.
3.
Oh. I went big because I was like, it's either big or yeah.
So we get in line. We go in, get everything we want in the store. Most everything's already been sold, by the way.
Oh.
And this is day 1. And then we wait an hour and a half for checkout. Hour and a half. And this is with 20 registers open. It was bad. And then, I'll I know I'm kind of going long a little bit with this story, but
I don't care. It's getting juicy.
But so we decide, okay, we're going to camp out again for the Last Jedi panel, because something that was on my bucket list is to watch a trailer for a new Star Wars movie at a con like this.
Yeah.
Seeing it before everyone else does. So we get in line. We're actually farther ahead, so I'm like, okay, cool, we'll get in. The same thing happens again. Another group comes in, they cut the line. And they said, they did the cutoff like probably 25 to 30 people ahead of us.
Now, those people weren't people who had like jump passes or VIP.
Correct.
Pets. These are just regular people.
They cut in. But luckily, we found we were next to a group that actually went to one of the staff members and complained. Now, I won't reveal the worker's name, but she got us into the panel.
Good.
She was about the only person that showed any type of leadership or initiative the entire time. So seeing the 2 panels were great, and that's something that I'll never forget. But everything else, the whole con was just so disorganized. There were people, and I was reading stories from, because you could go on the app and people will post like updates and everything. You can interact with other people. There were people who paid pre-orders for autographs, and they were paid for like 8 or 9 and could only get 2 because that's how bad the lines were.
And they didn't get their money back or anything like that?
They got their money back, which is good, but still the fact, because I didn't get any autographs at all. It was crazy. It was the way I sum it up is it had some very, very high points and some very, very low points. I don't regret going because of the Last Jedi panel, and still getting to watch the 40th anniversary panel in a theater was really cool. But other than that, It was not a very well-run convention.
You would think with a con of that magnitude, they would definitely have. I could see them being a little understaffed because of the staff to, members, people coming ratio would be a little skewed. But to be that understaffed, to be that unorganized when it's a huge, huge Star Wars event.
Yeah.
Not a, these little events, here and there. This is a Star Wars event that's huge because, Star Wars Celebration, people literally all over the world know about Orlando's Star Wars event, the celebration. And to think that they were like, somebody let people in 2 days in a row. And, a lot of people who are camping out, the people who camped out should have been first ones there. And then the people coming in should have been behind them. Like any other logical thinking person would have had it.
What they should have done was, because they gave everybody wristbands for the panels, what they should have done was when they shut the doors at midnight, hand out the wristbands to everybody, is what they should have done. But for some reason, they wouldn't do it. And I have no idea why.
Stupidity.
And then, of course, I got sick from the con, which that was partially from sleeping on a concrete floor for 2 days.
That'll do that to you.
Not really getting much sleep at all. And then, I missed 3 days of work. Well, I missed 2.5 because I got sent home Wednesday. And then I missed Thursday and Friday. I was in bed all day Thursday. And I've just been slowly getting better. And today's, I finally got my voice back.
Yeah. It's a beautiful voice to hear, too.
Well, thank you. Now, on to a positive story. Last Jedi trailer. I know you were not on the podcast last week.
I was not.
What did you think of it?
To live in an era where we're getting new Star Wars trailers is just awesome. And, we've all wondered, before obviously they released the name of The Last Jedi, we were thinking, is this really going to be The Last of the Jedi? Like, what about Rey? And then he says something along the lines, I'm paraphrasing, but like, you are the last of the Jedi. Like, because Luke's not going to train anymore. And I did like seeing, because you saw the Knights of Ren. Mm-hmm. So we're going to see a battle between that. I probably watched it 4 times on my lunch break, like back to back to back to back. I'm excited. I can't wait for this. It's going to be... It's probably going to be just as emotional as the first one, even though, I don't know if they're going to kill off Carrie Fisher's character or not.
Well, it has been confirmed that she will not be in Episode 9.
Yeah.
Because her brother and daughter came out and said that she would be, but Kathleen Kennedy came out and said that she would not. But she's in 8 a lot. So my thought is they probably will.
Either that or they send her off somewhere, then she's not coming back. But I think that's going to be the emotional point of the movie. The first time you see her and when the last time you see her are going to be the two hardest.
Yeah.
But I'm looking forward to it. I mean, at this point, I really feel like Star Wars and Disney in general can't do anything wrong. I mean, everything...
Well, one possible thing that we'll get into later.
Oh, but but I mean, there it just looks like such a great movie. It's going to tie into a lot of things that we've wondered about. What happened, when Luke was training Kylo Ren and the Knights.
Because that's something that hasn't even been touched on in the books. It's always, Luke's off doing Jedi things. And, we're getting a Luke book, the Legends of Luke Skywalker that comes out, I think, later this year or sometime next year. But real quick story, another positive from Celebration. It has to do with The Last Jedi. That night before the Last Jedi panel, the director, Rian Johnson, came into the room and said that he wanted to meet and shake the hand of every fan that was camping out to watch the panel and see the trailer. Because, I was just laying there, and then I heard the crowd, start to go crazy, and I'm like, what in the world's going on? And, I'm kind
We're under attack.
I'm kind of half asleep at this point, and my friend Josh, who was there, like started shaking my leg, and he's like, "Dude, you need to wake up." And I'm like, "Huh?" He's like, "Rian Johnson, the director of The Last Jedi, is in here, and he's like shaking hands and signing autographs." And I'm like, "No, he's not." And I try to go back to sleep, and he's like, "No, look, I'm telling you." So I sit up, and sure enough, he's like 2 aisles over from us. And I'm like,
dang.
"Oh, sweet." So, we got in line, got a selfie with him, which is my Facebook photo, and got an autograph from him. He signed my celebration program. So that was another highlight. Like, he was really cool to do that. Like, he stayed there till like 4 a.m.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
And nice. Like,
Yeah.
very nice. He didn't have to do that.
No.
But I think he probably saw that y'all were getting dicked over.
I like to think so. But the trailer itself, they showed it twice during the panel. The first time you couldn't really hear anything because everybody's just screaming.
Going crazy.
Yeah. And then the second time, everybody was a little more quiet, so we actually got to hear everything. And I'm like, in an age where trailers pretty much give away everything, like if you saw the last Spider-Man Homecoming trailer, you saw pretty much the whole movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was upset about that too.
Yeah.
But this showed, it was the perfect teaser, and Mark Hamill put it best. A teaser gives you a general idea of something, and just at the very end gives you that little hook that makes you want more. Just like when they did the Force Awakens trailer, when it showed Han and Chewie for the first time, and Han said, "Chewie, we're home." Mm-hmm. We all geeked out over that because it's Han and Chewie.
I'm getting excited again just thinking about it.
But this one is, Luke saying, "It's time for the Jedi to end." And I'm like, what?
And like, you freak out because you're thinking that this could be the resurgence of the Jedi with Rey.
Yeah.
But
my theory is that and we'll have, plenty of months to speculate on this, but my early theory is that he wants to establish something that's more along the lines in the middle ground and not Jedi versus Sith. Because if you think about it, the Jedi failed to sense Palpatine when he basically overtook the Republic, because the whole Republic was really a lie. Mm-hmm. You've got Obi-Wan, who failed Luke because he didn't tell him the truth about his dad. You could make the argument that Luke failed Ben, and then he became Kylo Ren. So, and plus the Sith's biggest recruitment is fallen Jedi.
Yeah.
So if you have somebody who is basically incorruptible, then the Sith can't, pull them to their side. So that's what I'm thinking, is that Luke wants to establish. I think in the books it's called the Grey Jedi.
I'm about to say it's the Order of the Grey Jedi.
I think that's what he wants to do,
because they're able to call on both sides of the Force. They're the semblance of balance.
Yeah.
So I mean, that definitely could be a thing where they go. But I mean, it would be really cool to be able to do all the Force push and everything that goes with the light side, but also with some Force lightning. So, I mean, I think that could definitely be an avenue that they go down. Or what if it's just the end?
Could be.
There's just so many things that it could be.
I don't think Luke's going to go evil. Some people think he is, but I don't think so.
He had so many chances to do it already, and I feel like there's not going to be anything as tempting as what he's been through already.
Yeah. I think we had this discussion before, that he had been tempted so many times and said no, that it would kind of make all of that for nothing if he said yes now.
Yeah.
But I mean, I'm excited for it. I'm sure they'll release another trailer or two. I'm hoping they only release one more, because I don't want them to release too much, because they were so secretive with The Force Awakens. And then like the last 2 weeks before the movie came out, they started putting out more TV spots and more TV spots. And I'm like, guys,
chill.
You've kept everything under the lid for 2 or 3 years. You can wait another 2 weeks.
Yeah.
But I'm excited for it.
I
definitely can't wait for it.